Hey YouTube, Spencer here. I need to get this video out. This is a little different than what I normally do. I'm out here in Sherman, Texas at this lake. It's kind of a beautiful day today. About 80 degrees. But I want to talk to you about something that happened with me and my wife back in March of 2001. Or excuse me, March of 2021. I'm just going to do this in one take. So if I monkey it up a little bit, I apologize. It's a beautiful day here. But I had gout in my right foot real bad in March of 2021. So we went to the doctor and to see about what I could do, because I couldn't hardly walk. I mean, it was struggling. I was using crutches and whatnot. So we went in and got seated, and the doctor comes in with his third year residency assistant, and I explained to him what I had. He looked at my foot and he said, yeah, it looks like gout. Hey, how old? You're 55. Have you had your vaccine? No, doctor. I've not had a vaccine. Okay, well, you really need to get that. You're definitely at risk. You really need to get your vaccine. And okay, doctor. But what about this gout? Well, yeah, it does look like gout, and we might be able to get you something for that. Say, have you? The other thing you need to do is you need to get tested for AIDS. And I was just absolutely dumbstruck at what he said. I need to get tested for AIDS. I looked at my wife, and I looked at him. I said, Doctor, I've been faithfully married to this girl for, at that time, 28 years. And I don't practice any risky behaviors, use any drugs, needles, or any of that. So tell me, why do I need to get tested for AIDS? And he literally said, his response was, well, you just do. And I was just blown away. This was in the Fort Collins, Colorado area, this doctor that I went to see. He was part of the UC health system. And okay, doctor. He says, oh, and by the way, you need to get your shingles vaccine also. And it was at this point that I basically shut down. I said, you know what, doctor? I came here to talk to you about gout, and you and your staff had launched into the vaccine, getting tested for AIDS, and shingles. What does that have to do with gout? Well, he said, well, nothing. And I said, okay, so let's get back to the gout. What can we do about that? Well, I can get you some prednisone. Okay, all right, thank you very much. And he says, if you want to get the vaccines and whatnot, we can certainly take care of that. I said, no, thank you. I'm not going to do any of that. And we left. And I got in the car with my wife, and I looked at her and I said, what in the hell was that all about? We had no idea. Needless to say, I didn't ever get the jab. I never got tested for AIDS, because I know I don't have that. And I did not get the shingles vaccine. The only vaccines other than some childhood stuff that I've gotten when I was a kid, and Mom took me in, I'm 55 now, was perhaps 1 or 2 shots for just regular cold flu vaccines. And that's been, 10 years ago. Fast forward to today, I've thought about it a lot, and I have looked up and I have seen, in many cases, people talking about how they have acquired VAIDS, vaccine-acquired immune deficiency syndrome. And the more I think about it, the more pissed off I get. Because it is my belief, I can't prove it, I'm not a doctor, I don't have the inside scoop on what's going on, but it is my belief that these physicians and people in the know have an idea that when people get these COVID jabs, that in many cases they develop vaccine-acquired immune deficiency syndromes of some sort. And he knew that I didn't have AIDS. But he wanted to make me a case study to see if I would acquire it, to see if I would come down with VAIDS, and they needed to have proof. They needed to establish a baseline. So much for informed consent. I was not informed, and I certainly did not give them any consent. And you all need to be aware that if you have been tested out of the blue for AIDS, that you have been subject to a study for which you did not give consent. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe it's not happened to anybody else. Maybe I'm just a unique individual. But I'm just curious. Leave a comment in the comments. Let me know. Am I just overreacting? Did this happen to you? There's going to be more stuff that I want to share. Not about any doctors in particular or anything like that, but I'm on a new journey, and I have had significant positive results. Blood disorder that I have, iron deficiencies and whatnot. So I'm going to keep this video short. But just be aware of your doctors. And if you don't like what you're getting from them, get a second opinion. Get a third opinion. Get a fourth opinion. Go on YouTube and listen to the doctors on YouTube. Okay? A lot of the new information that's coming out now is a year old. If you're paying attention, a lot of the information is a year old, maybe a year and a half. And it just so happens that so many of these videos have come out right about the time or at the time after Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into the X platform. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally a conspiracy theorist, but it sure seems to me like the other platforms have decided that censoring people's opinions, ideas, free speech wasn't going to work anymore, because there's always another platform they can go to get their own truth out, their own version. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks.